Hey, y'all, welcome to the Building a Brand podcast series where we talk about a wide variety of different topics and how it relates to the business journey, current business news, as well as, just plain old business in general. I'm your host, Jeremy Patton, and without further ado, we'll dive right in. What's up, y'all? I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Building a Brand podcast series. I'm your host, Jeremy Patton. Now, in today's episode, we are going to discuss the topic of surround yourself with other creatives and builders. And more in particular, you want to surround yourself with other like-minded individuals. Now, along your entrepreneurial journey, along your personal journey in life, you are going to come across different situations where you want to be around people that you can relate to. And as you begin to find your journey, as you begin to find your new path and go along this new path and journey of your life and take on the world, if you will go in and find yourself in situations where the people that are around you, you're not able to relate to anymore. So you want to find new people that are along or going along the same similar kind of journey or path as you, to be there and be a part of your support system. First point that I want to make based off of today's topic is that you are only as strong as the company that you keep. Now, that's not to belittle the people that are around you. That's not to degrade the people that are in your current circle. And that's not to tell you or advise you to forget about them or leave them behind or anything of that nature. Now, what it is, though, is that, again, along your new journey, along your new path, you're going to come across different situations where the people that are currently in your circle, they are not going to be able to understand or relate to what you're going through. There's going to be different situations that you come across that the people that are in your current circle don't have experience in. And if you have people that in your current circle that do, great. But for the most majority of people that start a new career field or start a new path along their purpose later in life, they have to find new people because the people that they grew up with, the people that are in their current circle, may not be able to relate and may not be able to support in the same way as somebody else that also is venturing out and going along the new journey of their own. Right? The people that are around you, they're used to the person that you are. They're used to the person that you have always been. And so when you start to voice your opinion and you start to act and move differently, even if it's a positive approach or a positive change in your life, people won't be able to relate because that's not the person that they know. People won't be able to relate because that's not the journey or the path that they're on. I remember once or initially when my sister first turned vegan, she would shove veganism down everybody's throat. She would send us videos about, slaughterhouses and, books and articles on how animals are treated and stuff like that. And nobody could relate to that, really. Nobody saw things the same way she saw things. And I gotta imagine that she felt kind of alienated because even to this day, she's the only vegan of the group, right? Now we all have changed our eating habits and all that, but imagine if, our negativity or the things that we said steered her from that path, and even though she was doing it to, better herself and to better the people around her, the people around her at that time of her changing her path and going down this new journey could have steered her back to where she was, and the sense of a non-healthy lifestyle to her, or to her opinion, you know. And it's the same thing for anybody else that's going along their journey, and it could be a lifestyle change, it could be a career change, it could be, a personal change. Anytime you start to change who you are and it's a drastic change, and there's a wave of motivation that causes this change, or that pushes you rapidly to go down this path of change, it's so rapid that people around you won't be able to recognize who you are until time elapses, until they see that this is actually who you are, and you're serious, you're for real about it. And then they might be able to come back around and support you from an outside perspective. But as you're going through this journey, you want to go and you want to connect with people that are already either along the journey or that are also going through that journey in that path, that are just as dedicated or as serious as you. Because there's going to be situations and circumstances where they could relate to you a lot better than the people that are already around you. There's going to be times where you might go and experience something, and the person in your new circle, or the new group that you are now involved in, they might come across it, and they might need to rely on you and your experience to help them get through it a little bit smoother, or help them understand the journey and that portion, or that step, or that portion of the process in the journey that they're in, right? And vice versa. You want to be able to reach out to people that have also gone through similar circumstances and situations, and you want to get their opinion or get their advice, and find out any information that could help you along your path and your journey, right? Now, the next point I'd like to make is that some projects in life simply require multiple people to complete, and there's no way around it, right? Think about think about moving, and you're lifting all types of heavy furniture and stuff, and there's certain things that you just won't be able to move and lift and on your own, you know. And there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing wrong with, it's not to say that you're not strong enough to, because I do truly believe if there's a will, there's a way. And so if you are really dedicated and you have that mindset of, no, I will not accept help, or I can't get help, or whatever the case is, then you're going to have to, complete the project and complete your journey on your own. However, if you are able to find help and assistance, and you do use that help and assistance, you take advantage of it, and your project, your journey, you will be able to go along and complete it a lot smoother sometimes, and sometimes a lot more efficient and quicker. So think about it like that. Part of this whole process of, finding who you are, walking in your purpose, it's completely up to you, and you are completely responsible for going through the different trials and tribulations, going through the ups, the downs, the process, as they call it. Um, and it's up to you to get through it and to get to the other end of your journey. But having support around you of people that understand what you're going through, people that are also going through what you're going through, or people that have gone through what you're going through, having that extra support will help you out, and it'll get you a lot further, a lot quicker, and it'll be more beneficial for you, in my opinion. Now, a part of going through these elevation journeys and these different walks of life and stuff like that we take on, you there's learning lessons along the way that you can't avoid, or that you really do need to have, and that you do need to experience. But it would be more beneficial for you to have somebody that you could say, hey, I experienced this, have you, and what did you take from it, how did you get through it, what do you recommend, so on and so forth, right? Because then you'll be able to process it that much quicker and move on that much quicker. And you know, if you are not able to find a circle or a group, then look into other people that have previously gone through whatever you're going through, or whatever journey or path you're on, right? Let's say if you're going through, or you're trying to start a new career field, there are people that are extremely successful in different industries and different career fields that have interviews, or that have books out talking about their journey and their path and the things that they went through. Look into those things and see what they did, or if they came across a similar experience that you're experiencing, and look to see how they got through it. Look to see how they dealt with it. Look to see what they got from it, because in life, everything that we go through, there's a learning lesson, to some extent. I do think that there aren't coincidences, and everything happens for a reason. And those learning lessons that we go through, or that we experience, make us stronger if we learn from those experiences. And you as you go through this process, you will mess up. You'll come across times where you have a different range of different emotions that overwhelm you daily, hourly, weekly, monthly, and they just come, and you have to be able to navigate through those emotions. You have to be able to stand the test of time and persevere through the down periods, and you have to be able to stay humble through the up periods, and you have to be able to continue to progress through your journey and through your process of elevation, or towards success, if you will. The next point I'd like to make is you will be able to play off the strengths of others in the group, right? So let's say you pull together a group of individuals that are either creatives, they're builders, or they are like-minded individuals going down similar career paths as you. You will be able to look at the group as a whole and pick out, and you guys as a group will be able to assess who's best at what, who has more knowledge at what, who has more strength or skills in certain aspects that as a collective you guys need, and who's weak in what areas. And you guys will be able to sort of move around and play off of each other's strengths and weaknesses as a collective, so everybody builds and grows together, right? Think of a school project where, or a work project even, and where you had to get together with a group of probably random strangers. Especially in school, you don't get to pick, 9 times out of 10, you don't get to pick your partners. And so you are together in a team, and you have to analyze again who has what skill sets, who has what strengths, and you have to play off of each other's skill sets and strengths, right? And it's the same thing with this journey, with this elevation, career path, whatever it is that you're going through. It's the same exact concept. You want to get together with people that are headed in the same direction, that are trying to uplift themselves or better themselves, better their family, better the community, better the world, and you want to play off of each other's strengths and weaknesses. Now, my company is based off of, or it's, it is foundation is based off of business, right? And the concept of business. So I relate everything back to business. So if I have, if I have my business, somebody else has their business, and a couple other people have a business, we all collectively bring our minds together. And let's say I am, my strong suit is marketing and branding. Somebody else's strong suit might be execution. Somebody else's strong suit might be, planning, right? We could come together and I could say, well, I could market and brand. You could plan out whatever we're doing together as a collective or individually, right? Because being a part of a group or a circle doesn't necessarily mean that you have to collaborate and you have to work on a similar project, but it can have its benefits if there is some form of synergy. But if not, and we are still doing individual things, and working on our individual businesses, then I could speak to the people that are good at planning. They could say, okay, well, you want to do X, Y, and Z. Here's the steps. This is what you should do, in order to reach your goal. And I could share my information and knowledge with them as far as, okay, well, you planned out what you're doing. You could talk to the person that's good at execution and executing the plan and figure out or get them to give you tools or help you motivate to execute your plans. And I will share my information on marketing and branding. I will, and as a collective, we're all taking something that each other has a better, understanding or a better background in, and we are taking that knowledge as a collective and individually bringing it back to our individual projects or businesses and ourselves, and we are all able to, build off of each other's strengths and weaknesses. Now, the next point I like to make is that you can support each other and continue to grow together. So let's say in the previous circumstance, all three people have, their individual business. All three of us come together to support each other. All three of us come together to give advice and to give words of encouragement, give support, and be a talking board and all that stuff, right? And as we are each individually growing our businesses, we all are rooting for each other to succeed. We all are rooting for each other to reach new levels of accomplishments and goals, and to continue to elevate not only as individuals but as business owners, as our companies, for our brands, all that stuff. If the person over here succeeds, I'm not going to have any animosity towards them. I am rooting for them to succeed. If the person over here succeeds, same thing, I'm rooting for them to succeed. And if you have that understanding going in, then as each individual person succeeds with their individual company or brand, then when opportunities come around, hopefully they will look back and say, hey, you helped support me all this time. Let me help you. I heard about this project. I heard about this job. I heard about this opportunity. You fit it. I know that you are in that realm. I know that you're capable of completing and accomplishing whatever the project or the job is. So I'm I am going to submit you, or I am recommending that you take on this job or this responsibility or take on this role, right? And as each person elevates, each person looks to the side and continues to help uplift the next person to the next level, whatever their success is, right? We don't have to all grow at the same pace because this is the real world. That's not going to happen. But if we continue to help each other, then we will all continue to grow. And when I have an opportunity that I could give to the person that's in my group or my circle, then I will give them that opportunity. Or I will try to help them, be, I would try to help them get that opportunity as much as I can, right? And sometimes you won't be able to, but it's the idea, it's the effort that goes into it, right? That matters. And where you can help, you do help. Where they can help, they will help. And you have to find a circle of solid individuals that are like that. You have to find a circle of people that are not in it for competition, except for, improving their skills and their products, their services and all that, but that are, as a collective, they want growth for everybody. Now, the last point that I'm going to make is actually going to be steered off of a quote from Will Smith. I'm paraphrasing this quote now, but he said, he was talking about success and the journey and the path to success. And he once said in an interview that the path to success is a dark, dangerous, and lonely road. And looking at analyzing that quote, you, as an entrepreneur and as somebody that is looking to find my own success in my own rights, like, I completely can relate to that statement, right? It's dark because you don't know where you're going. You don't know if you're going to make it to where success is, right? Success isn't it is not a, there's no clear path to success. You could do everything right and still not become successful. You could do everything wrong and still become successful. You could be someone that has a lot of fortune and they are successful overnight, almost, or, in a short period of time. You could be somebody that is chipping away at success, and they are steadfast on their journey, but it takes them 10, 15 years to get or to become successful in society's eyes. And because there's no clear path, like I said, it's a dark road. You will have a wide variety of different emotions telling you that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, telling you that you can't do it, telling you that, you're crazy for, going after your journey or your goals. You'll have a lot of negativity from people around you, from society as a whole. And all those negative emotions are dark and they're dangerous, right? They could be very dangerous because if, as human beings, we respond to our emotions. We respond to the world around us, and the world around us impacts our emotions. And something as large as your dreams and your goals and your business, your career field, all these things, there's a lot of weight of emotion that goes behind it. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of optimism and pride and stuff that's involved in it. So when the negative world, the negativity of the world comes slamming down or and smacking you in the face left and right every single day, it can easily steer you into a negative, dark, and dangerous place mentally. And so that's one reason why I advocate for, mental health, making sure that you are actively, uh, you know, actively aware of the state of mind that you're in. And when you get into those dark and dangerous, mental mind states, you take steps and you take action to get out of it. And having other like-minded people, having other creatives, having other builders, having people around you in your circle that can understand and that can relate to this journey and to this path that you're on, that will help you out in those times, right? That'll help you get through those moments where you are doubting yourself or where you feel like the world is doubting you. They'll help you get through the times where you feel like you might be, where imposter syndrome might sink in. Because at some point in time, you're going to reach the point where people notice what you're doing or what journey, what path you're on. People see the changes that you make in your life, and people that are already in that space might start to see you. And then you start to compare yourself to them and people that have already been in that space, people that are already successful by society standards. And you will continue to have these negative emotions impact you and weigh in on you. And you want a support system of people that are going through this process, that are also building up, people that have already gone through the process. You want that support system around you. That way, when you go through it, it's a phone call away. Hey, this is what emotion I'm on. Let's link up. Let's link up for drinks, or let's link up for lunch or something like that. And you will be able to talk out those emotions and get through them and be able to move along your journey and get back on the path that you are already on to continue to progress along your journey and your path. I say that it's a lonely journey because, as earlier I was saying, that people that are already in your circle, people that are already around you, as you start to make those changes in your life, they won't be able to relate to you. And you will find yourself, when you try to reach out, when you try to ask for, when you try to express yourself and talk about the things that you're experiencing emotionally, physically, spiritually, you will find that most of the people that are around you might not be able to relate to you, right? And you'll find that you are in a space the where your world is on your shoulders. And when I say your world, I mean everything, all the responsibilities that are already in your world, work, bills, family, everything that's already on your shoulders, but then also now this new world of responsibilities and of emotions and things are now also on your shoulders as well. And as you're going through this journey and you're not able to relate to anybody and nobody else is able to relate to you, it will be lonely. And not until you find your circle, not until you find other people that have similar mindsets as you, that are also creatives, that are also builders, that are also entrepreneurs, or also people that are building their personal brand. Think of like artists and people that are in television and film. Until you get around those people that are also climbing up their career ladder or through their journey and going through the process, you're going to be alone. And it's going to be dark. It's going to be dangerous at times. And it is going to be a lonely journey. So, again, I definitely advise anyone that is elevating, anybody that is making drastic changes in their life, anybody that is going down this entrepreneurial world, I highly recommend that you find other people in your circle, other people that are going through similar journeys as you, and create a bond, create a friend circle of people that could relate with each other, people that can help each other build up, people that can, be there to support each other, especially when times get dark, dangerous, and lonely, as Will Smith put it. Now, with that being said, that's my 2 cents. That's going to conclude today's episode. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care. Deuces. All right, all right. All right, y'all. That'll conclude today's episode of the Building a Brand podcast series. Thank you for joining us today. As always, please comment your thoughts on today's episode below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to get notifications on future episodes. And as always, have a wonderful, exciting, and informative day. You guys take care. And as always, deuces.